So, here's the thing about that guillotine. It's the same as the triangle. It's one of the oldest submissions out there. So, I've been breaking his posture down and nothing is working. He starts to posture up, so it's becoming harder, and he's going to start trying to break open my guard. And I'm like, so I break whatever grips that he has that are in my way. I open up my legs, pinching my knees so he can't run away. I'm going to sit up and I'm going to go for that guillotine. But he knows that the guillotine's coming, so he tucks his chin and he closes that space so I can't get my arm through. So what I'm going to do there, right, is I'm going to, if I can, I'm going to pinch this arm, right, and I'm going to start to reach across. Now I start to bridge and I'm bumping my hips into him, right? So it's not just a, I'm here, he's going over. And in fact, most sweeps that you'll see are not going to be a, hey, I'm going straight back or I'm going straight to the side. It's usually going to be at the 45, right? So I have sat up, I've captured this arm here, right? With this arm. And I've lied about that, I don't capture it with this arm. I've captured it with this arm. So I bring this one over, and I'm going to go ahead and use this arm to hook him into the body. And so like a technical rise, I'm going to start to drive. So, we talked about this way back when. We're going to start to drive with our hips, and I'm making a cylinder with this leg. Now, this leg is actually important because if I'm in the guard and somebody's trying to go for the sweep, my first post is going to be my hand. I'm going to try to prevent that sweep with this hand. So that hand that's overhooking that shoulder is pulling this hand in so there's no posts there, right? We talked about the table. If the table has weight right here and you remove the leg, no matter how light that weight is, it's going down. So that's going to be my first, but I've captured that arm, right? It ain't going anywhere. He's not going to be able to post. So the next post is going to be this leg, right? And so if I'm not careful about where I put the other leg, the leg on the bottom, he might be able to post here and prevent me from coming up. So I'm here, right? I've captured that arm, I've got this post, and I drive this part of my hip over. And the other thing that's really, really important here, guys, and it's true of any sweep, your body will follow your eyes. He's not going over, right? Because I'm looking straight ahead. I look where I want him to land. So I'm coming over, boom, and I'm looking, and then I come up into the mount, right? Now with this sweep, some sweeps I'm going to tell you do not go up to the mount, and that's usually going to be like your maybe your scissor sweeps or your hook sweeps that we'll cover a little bit later. And the reason for that is a lot of times the leg that you're, I'm not going to use the word lifting because that's a little bit what people assume, and it's not quite accurate as far as what's happening here. You're hooking or guiding leg, right? So if my leg is between his legs at the beginning of the sweep, it's probably going to end up between the legs at the end of the sweep. So, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but if I'm doing kind of the similar mechanics and I've got this hook, what's going to be more important is to let somebody off at this point where they can't lock up and then come next to him and go into that side control position. But for this sweep, because my legs are on both sides at the beginning of the sweep, it's fine that they end up on both sides at the end of the sweep. If you try to, with the hook sweep, try to go into the mount, a lot of times you're going to get caught in the half guard. So we have to be really careful about that. All right, so for whatever reason, I am trying to go for the guillotine. He's blocking, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post with this leg, or this hand, this leg, and I'm going to bring my arm over, and I'm going to hug this arm into my body. A lot of times I don't have to actually even use my hand. I'll just use this because, again, my main way that I'm going to block him in general is at the elbow up, right? We don't have much ability to move past the elbow joint. So if you can get that kind of pinched in, he's usually not going to be able to post very well, or it's not going to be an effective post. So this is going to kind of drop a little bit into a cylinder. I'm usually actually pretty lazy about this. It probably just kind of hovers out here, but the main point is it's blocking this leg on his leg on this side, so that he doesn't create that post. And then I'm going to start to drive forward, and I'm looking where I want him to go, and I settle into that low mount position. So my weight should be off my knees. I should be kind of in this, look, Dad, I'm skydiving position, right at the end of that land, because it's the most easy to maintain mount position. And one thing I will say is actually really incredibly important when you establish this mount position is, since I'm rolling this way, right, I'm going to be facing down with my right arm going the direction that we're already sweeping. So we're sweeping to my left right now, but my right arm really needs to be a strong post at that point, right? Because if he wanted to, and he's really good, or he's like did a high school wrestler where they really favor speed and power, he's going to capitalize on that moment that you land before you can really establish yourself to bridge and to go right back into the guard. And so, and he might be better at guard escapes, and you know that, so why would you want to go back to that position that he's better at, right? So you go into the mount. So I'm here. I try to go for that guillotine, didn't work. I start to drop this leg. I'm pushing off this one, posting on this one. I capture around the elbow or so, and I look where I want him to go, big bridge up, and then I come down, and a lot of times I'm gonna hook his head and have this out to this side, right? So I might extend my left leg and grapevine on that one, but mostly I want to be feet together, weight off my knees, but like an inch off the ground or so, and my feet way up, driving into him with my hips, not with my shoulder in this case. It's just kind of awkward here on this dummy. So I've ended up in this mount position, and I'm blocking the way that he wants to roll next. Now, since my weight is all the way on this side and I'm hooking his head, it's going to be really hard for him to take me over the other way because all my weight is committed to that side. I'm going to be much heavier for him to roll me the other direction, right? So that is going to be your hip bump sweep from the guard. All right.